had a glitch in network, but we are back again. We're back. So saying we are discussing our questions, and I think for the last question I had was that of Rose movies asked about the pepper falling off, um, and I've answered that question saying pepper breaking. I answered that she should feed the pepper with calcium nitrate, and she will see changes. So I hope you do that. I hope you do that in your pepper. Thank you very much, Rose Movies. Hope you do pepper, feed them with calcium nitrate, and you will see the changes in your pepper. Okay, so please, I'm sorry if you drop a question before that I did not see, or I have not answered your question. Kindly drop the question back, and I will answer it right now. I'll answer it right now. Kindly drop the question, and I will do what to answer it right now. Someone asked about planting yam or potato in sack. I've also answered that earlier. That just plant your potato in the soil. Get a very good site and do your ridges and plant your potato in the soil. Okay. So I'm still waiting for your questions. So we can be able to. Okay, lime. Yes, Cecilia, welcome back. About lime, yes, I said it is not compulsory that you use lime if you're a smallholder, because what lime does is to balance the soil pH. It's just to balance soil pH. If you're a smallholder and you're not able to go to lab to check, to do soil testing, to get the actual to get the nutrient composition of your soil and get lab recommendation of what to use, you can just use your poultry manure. Poultry manure are very good in balancing soil pH, so you can use poultry manure to do your stuff. But for we that always go to lab to check our soil, we have recommendations and there are suggestions on what to do. That's why we always we can use lime to balance soil pH. But if not, you can use enough poultry manure. It will help to balance your soil pH. Now, how many kg? And I know that Cecilia also asked, if it's Cecilia that asked about getting manure that is mixed with sawdust or wood shavings, it is okay. So long as there is poultry dripping in that wood shaving, it will still work. Because obviously, it is mixed with wood shaving and poultry dropping. Unless you are getting manure, you are getting the wet manure, which is manure from a layer farm. The wet manure that comes from a layer farm that lay eggs, those ones that are in cage. So when they drop direct to the ground without mixing with anything. So that one is pure poultry dropping without mixing without sawdust or wood shaving. That is actually very rich poultry manure. But if you don't have access to that wet manure, you can use the dry one that is mixed with wood shaving. It is still going to work. But do not use only wood shaving, because that is not manure. How many kg of NPK to mix in water, and how many mil per plant? I also answered that question, maybe because of the network. I said 1 kg to 10 liters of water, and you feed your plant 50 mil per plant. 50 mil per plant. What I do is Venturi. I send my fertilizer through irrigation. I use a Venturi system to fertigate my plants, so I don't apply them one by one. But if you want to do that, you can mix 1 kg to 10 liters of water and feed your plant with 50 mil per plant. But while doing that, make sure you do not put it directly to the stem of a plant. It will kill your plants. Sorry for the word kill. It will it will affect your plants. So there should be a distance before the root zone, the root area of your plants where you put them. Give that distance, okay? 50 mil per plant. How long can poultry manure be cured before using? Okay, how long can it be cured before using? Now let me just tell you how it is. If you are working, for instance, for me, that the project I do is not less than 1.5 acres. So, and this is a constant work. We don't have the time to start a process of inoculating the soil and also inoculating the manure before planting. What you need to do is very simple. When it's in two ways. I'm answering Cecilia's question, how long it takes to cure poultry manure before you use. That is in two ways. One, when you want to start your farming, we open up our ridges, we put our manure, and we cover with soil. That means the manure is beneath the soil. When your plant will get to that place, when the root of the plant will get to that place, it will take like 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before the root of a plant will get to where the manure is. By that time, the ammonia components of that soil, of that particular manure, have already dissolved and they are very active for your plant to take up. So it doesn't harm your plants. Instead, it is very active for your plants to use, very okay for them to use. Or what we do is the one I did in this project I'm doing now that I opened up the place, created a hole, put manure, and I started planting. What I did was simple. When I have my manure in that place, the simple thing to do is to use nematicide. What you're trying to do is to in case there are bacteria or soil-borne bacteria in the soil, the nematicide will help to control it before you plant. So, and you do that when you put your manure where you want to plant. Introduce a nematicide in that same spot, and I always leave my manure like that for 2 weeks. Then I will plant. Okay, then I will plant. So what do? Put your manure, allow it, keep watering. If it's not raining, you can water it. Keep watering your manure every morning. But if it's rainy season, just allow the rain to fall on the manure and allow them decompose for 2 weeks. Then you apply your nematicide at that same spot on the manure. Apply your nematicide and you plant, and your plant will be okay. All right. So nematicide will help to control any bacteria or anything that is in the manure or in the soil around that place. I hope I answered your question the way you want it, Cecilia. Then I have another question from Reoma Farming. Okay, Eroy Ma Farming. Okay, please, can I do vegetable farming in dry season and there is no stream? I'll be buying water. Please advise me on that. Can you do vegetable farming in dry season and there is no stream? Please, you'll be buying water. I can't advise you to go into that venture unless, let me also put it, is in two ways. Vegetable farming in dry season, there is no rainfall. That means 80% of the time you are going to be watering your farm. You are going to be supplying the water to your farm, like 100% of the time, because there is no rain. If there is no stream where you can draw water from, there should be at least a borehole that can supply water to your farm. But buying water, I don't know how much it costs in your area to buy water, but if it is affordable, then you can, by all means, You can, if it's affordable, to get water and fill your tank. Maybe you have a 1000 liter GP tank. You can fill your tank with water and send it to your farm every now and then. But I don't know how affordable water is in your area. But will vegetable farm do well in dry season? It will do well. It will use so much money for you, but that water aspect, you have to, I don't know how, that's why I say I don't know the cost. I don't know how cheap or affordable water is in your area that you want to be buying water every now and then. But by all means, if you may, and you have a reservoir like a tank where you can put the water, maybe 1000 liters or 2000 liters, put the water and send to your farm, then you can. But make sure that they don't lack water and you are okay, because vegetable will give you money in dry season. That's the truth. Okay, so make sure you have enough water. You should not negotiate their water. Make sure you have enough water. But if you come to buy and you have money to buy, then no problem. By all means, go ahead. Then another question from Rose Movie is, the leaves of my plant keep falling. Okay, so sorry about that. The leaves of my plants are falling off. What do you suggest I do? Another question from, let me see if I can make the questions together. I would like to do ugu, water leaf, green, and in 3 plots of my land. Please, I need your advice. That's a flower. Then Mutiu said, what is expectation of 1 kg to get from Super Banaro? What expectation of kg to get from Super Banaro? Okay. Can you talk on growing spinach farming, the cost of seed, where to get the seed, and time of maturity? All right, let me start this question from Eroy Mma farming. I would like to do ugu, water leaf, green. Okay, in 3 plots. Okay, I have already answered the question initially when you talk about water. If there is a water source and, as you said, it's not close to the stream and there is no borehole, you want to be buying water. If you know that you have the resources to keep buying water for 3 to 4 months, because it is dry season. If you are going to do ugu, which is pumpkin, water leaf, and green in this November or October, it is dry season. So you're sure you buy water in October, November, December, January, February, March. If you have the resources, by all means, you can, and you can actually do it. There is no doubt, so long as your plants grow and they produce, you will sell, and you will sell at good money in dry season for vegetable. But my only concern is, how available will the water be in your farm? Because that is the only thing that will disturb your work, water. But if you know that the water will be available, then by all means, please, you can do your ugu, your pumpkin, water leaf, and your green, and they will do well. In 3 plots, very okay. Then you ask my advice. I will advise you, in that your 3 plots, please use 2 plots and do your ugu, and do your with the ugu pumpkin, and use 1 plot to do your green and water leaf. That's my advice to you. But make sure you have constant water. Now, spinach farming, cost of seed, where to get the seed, and time of maturity. It is very, 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 very simple. Spinach, they are one of the vegetables that grow so fast. So fast. When I did my spinach November last year, that peak of dry season is and I'm planning to do another one next month. So it is barely 3 weeks, and the seeds are very 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 affordable. And where to get the seed? If you want to get spinach seed, there's no problem. Check there's a number in this channel's bio. You can also send a WhatsApp message to that number in this channel's bio. Send a DM on WhatsApp to that number, and we will help you get spinach seed. Okay, it is very affordable. It's not like and it's a simple spinach farming is a simple farm that you can just do in 3 weeks. In 1 month, you are sure of entering the market. Okay, flowers rather. That's from Rose Movies. Flowers keep falling off. Okay, flowers keep falling off. What you need to do, this is also a problem. If your flowers are falling off, that means you most likely don't generate fruits, because flowers are what will generate fruits for you. So what you do is to apply a foliar fertilizer or a fertilizer that contains boron. That will help in correcting that problem of flower abortion, if I call it that, yeah, of flower falling off. So use a foliar fertilizer that has boron. Okay, that's from Rose Movies. Use a foliar fertilizer that contains boron, or a fertilizer that contains boron, to correct that flowers falling off. Okay, Cecilia, my questions is, can the GP tank be used for connections of drip irrigation? Of course. You can use GP tank to connect to run your irrigation. Okay, you can, but it depends on the size of your farm. If you connect your GP tanks, let's say you have 2,000 or 5,000 liters of the GP tank, 1,000 liters, and you set them up in your farm, you can draw your connection from that place, which is the outlet of the GP tank, to your farm. It is very possible. You can. So that's not a problem. You can actually do that. But the reason why I don't do that is because of the size of my farm. I don't do that because of the size of my farm. I'm working on a 2-hectare land. I cannot run tank because the pressure of the water will not supply all the whole farm. And this farm is not only tomato or pepper. We have tomato, we have pepper, we have watermelon, we have we have pumpkin in the same place, in the same farm, and all of them requires water. So if I use tank, the supply of water will not be enough. So I need that pressure that comes from the pumping machine directly. So it gives me that pressure that I need to supply the whole farm. So if using you want to use GP tank, it can work actually, but it depends on the size of your farm. For me, I don't do it because of the size of my farm. So I run direct from pumping machine, from the sumo, direct to the farm because of that pressure. Or you can also divide your farm into, even if it's a big farm, you can divide, because the one I've already set up for people, we divide the farm into sections, and we make sure that every tank supplies a particular part of the farm. So we have like 4 different tanks. 1,000 liter supplies a portion of the farm. So we have different tanks that supply different part of the farm, so that it will be enough. But apart from that, if you have a small farm, you can do that, or you get different tanks for different portion of your farm. That will also work. I believe I've answered all the questions we have here. Okay, can I have your contact? Yes, you can look at the channel's bio. There's a number in my channel bio. Just send me a WhatsApp message with that number. Send a WhatsApp message with that number, and we can talk as well. So send a WhatsApp message to that number in my bio. Just send a WhatsApp message and we'll talk. That's Roy Ma Farming. Thank you. So can 1 GP tank be enough for one plot? Of course it will. 1 GP tank, 1,000 liters. 1,000 liters. But you always have to now 1 GP tank of 1,000 liters. If you want to water your farm, one plot is not big. The plants you have in the plot determine how long, the quantity of water that they need. Like tomato or pepper require almost the same quantity of water, but pumpkin in dry season requires more water. So it depends on the amount of plants in that plot and also the required water supply that you need for that plant per day. So can 1 GP tank be enough for one plot? Obviously it can work. It can. So you get 1 GP tank, but you always pump your water. When you finish it, you pump again, and also you sow. It can work. It can. Okay, so I think we've answered all the questions we have right here. So I'll meet you guys again in our another live section, same time next week, Saturday, 7 p.m. We'll be here Saturday by 7 p.m. To also discuss and talk about farming, talk about agribusiness, and ask our questions. And most importantly, it's not all about asking questions and answering questions. If you have something you want to share, you can also come in this live section and we talk about it as well. So you have an idea you want us to know about, you have something you know about farming that you want to share, you have an idea of agribusiness you want to share, come on Saturday 7 p.m. here and we'll discuss, we'll rub minds together, and we'll talk about farming business as well. Green light things. Hello green light. Kachi Phillips. Hello Kachi Phillips. Well done and welcome to our live section. So guys, I think we've come to the end of today's live section, question and answer with Farmer Chris. So guys, I will see you again on Saturday 7 p.m. here, right? Same place, same station, same time, 7 p.m. Saturday, and we'll be back here to answer all your farm questions and talk about farm business as well. Until then, see you in our next live. Bye for now.